What's up, Ranger Nation and Toku Nation? It is your boy JB, and I am here for a brand new review of Kikaki Sentai Zenkaiger. This is episode number 5, you guys. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this review. And if you guys are watching this video and you like the content, hit that subscribe button and also hit that notification bell button and hit that like button and leave your comments, which let's go ahead and just jump to the review, shall we? All right, you guys. So this week's episode, it opens up and we're dealing with the Toji Tendo. So this week, the monster is from Boxotopia. You know, he has the power of Boxotopia, so from the boxing world. So then, you know, Ijirud, I guess that's how you pronounce his name. I don't know for certain. So he tells the boxing monster to go into the city and basically wreak havoc. So then Vroom comes in and he's asking Ijirud, because you guys remember in the last episode, he noticed that once the monsters were defeated and the Toji, the Toji gear was, completely defeated, the world that was trapped inside of that Toji gear was released. So he asked him about that to find out that Ijirud had no idea about the worlds being released. So then Ijirud asked Vroom, had he told anyone? He says, no, I haven't told anyone. So Ijirud's like, that's good. So it's only you that I have to take out. So at this point, Ijirud, which he called him Cleaner Bot, he's having the foot soldiers chase him around, which we'll talk about that in a little bit more. But yeah, he said he's the only one that he needed to take out. So then let's move over to the city. So we see this older guy, Mr. Su, I believe that's what his name was. He went to the candy shop. And the monster, you know how when you box, ding, 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 for the next match, that's what happened. Anytime he would ring the bell, the person with gloves, boxing gloves, would materialize on their hands. And they'd be ready to just, go and punch whoever they got to punch. So the guy that's in the candy shop, he is ready to box, Kaido's grandmother. So he's ready to box her, and they're stopping him from boxing her. And then he came with the big 1-2 punch right to Kaido's face, and boom, connected right there and knocked him right on the ground, knocked him flat on his ass, actually. So that happened. So then we see a couple, they're getting married, boxing gloves materialize, and boom, 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 they boxing. So that's what's going around the whole city. Anytime that you hear the bell, gloves materialize, I'm ready to, we boxing. We finna knock each other out. So where we at? And they're doing this until someone is, crowned the winner, which means they just gotta, it's basically they're doing, so when they're boxing, it's they trying to get a KO basically. They just trying to get a KO. So if they get a KO, they're the winner. So then we see the Zenkaigers, they find the boxing monster, which he didn't know at the time that they were the Zenkaigers until they started to transform. And he was like, oh, you're the Zenkaigers. I'm like, who else would they be? But whatever. So then we see, as before they even transformed, Vroom is being chased by the foot soldiers. So they transform, and then Vroom comes again, being chased by the foot soldiers. And then he asked them the question about the Toji gears. He said, I'm gonna pause here and catch my breath, and then we're gonna move forward. All right, so when they transformed, the Zenkaigers that is, when they transformed and they started to battle with the boxing monster, that's when Vroom comes up to them and he's asking them all kinds of questions. He's asking them, are they the resistance against the Toji Tendo? Did they steal the Toji gears from Ijirud? And what was the other question that he asked them? He also asked them, had they been capturing worlds? So then the boxing monster, when he notices that the foot soldiers are actually chasing Vroom, which I don't know how he didn't notice that at first, but he's like, they're chasing him, so Ijirud must want you back. So he grabs Vroom, he's like, I'm gonna take you back so that way Ijirud can do whatever he wants to do with you. But Majin, she makes a banana peel appear so he can slip and fall. So he slipped and he fell, and they were able to get Room and take Room away from the monster, boxing monster. So then when Ijiru showed up, he asked him, "Do you want me to go after, that one?" He says, "No, don't worry about it. What I want you to do is make him scrap." So he wants scrap metal out of Room. So then we see because remember, everybody in the city is still under the spell of the boxing. They're wanting to box. So he tells them, people in the city, to find Room. You find Room and defeat him, you'll be the champion. And he had a flyer around the city. So then we see Room and the others. They're walking around. He notices a man with the balloon. He asks them, "What is that?" They tell him it's a balloon. Then he sees some fishnet stockings. He asks, "What are the fishnet stockings?" They tell him, "You put it," Kaido tells him, "You put it on your legs." Then he notices some people eating. He asks, "What is that?" So we find out that Broom has a curiosity. He wants to learn so much. He's curious. He wants to learn. I don't know if Broom ever heard the saying, but curiosity kills the cat. So then, while they're in the city, remember, the boxing monster put out a bounty basically for whoever wants to fight, whoever wants to be the champion, find him, beat that ass, basically. So the first person we see was Mr. Sue, the one that knocked Kaido on his ass, which was so funny because when they first saw the boxing monster, Kaido was talking about the fact that Mr. Sue fought with his grandmother, and Gowan was like, "But Kaido, he punched you, and mind you, Kaido has this big bruise on around his cheek." So yeah, Kaido, that was funny to me. So he was the first, he was the first one to come up and try to fight him. They take him away, and they go to the library. So they tell him, "Shh," and then they ask him, "Why are they chasing you? Like, did you sweep something? I mean, you said you cleaned for them." Because they asked him, why was he so chummy when it came to Ijiru? He's like, he was on the ship cleaning. So then they asked him, "Why are they after you? Did you, throw something away by accident?" He says no. That's when he tells him about his curiosity. So they said you stumbled onto something that you weren't supposed to find out. In a nutshell, that's exactly what happened. So I don't know why they went to a live. Well, they didn't know about his curiosity, but I mean, you could have figured it out, especially when he was asking you, "What is the balloon? What are the stockings? What is this?" That should have been a red flag right there. That hey, this guy is very curious. So now we're in a library, and that curiosity is getting piqued because this is a library with books, and he's asking him everything. So Kaido is explaining everything to him. So he's being loud in the library. So everyone that's looking for him, it was the nun, it was the bride, it was a lot of people that was, ready to, box that ass. They were ready to box him. So they sneak away once again, and they go. It looked like they were in the tunnels because he was asking, "Do people live down here?" He is very curious, but again, like I said, that curiosity is what kills the cat. All right, you guys, I'm gonna pause here, and I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap the episode up. All right, you guys. So they eventually leave this. It looked like they were in the sewers. So when they left, Ijiru, the foot soldiers, the boxing monster, as well as the people were waiting for them. So the people ready to, they ready to box. So the thing that I had the question about was, when it comes down to this, does Kaido carry around, I think they're called gearlings, whatever they're called. Does he carry those around? Because Vroom basically told Ijiru, "I quit because you never taught me anything, and I meet these people and they tell me everything that I want to know. They feed into my curiosity," which once again, curiosity kills the cat. But I'm gonna assume in Vroom's world that's something that they don't know. So Vroom joins the team. Now in this episode, because Vroom asked him when he gives his geartling or whatever you call it, when he got his like, how does it work? This episode was a little different because they all came and told him how it worked instead of him just boom either shooting himself like Majin did, or like Jurin and Gowan did, shoot one of the foot soldiers. I was actually waiting for them to shoot one of the foot soldiers because that would have been funny to me. So they do transform. So the team of 5 has been assembled. So they start to battle with the human. In this episode, it was interesting that the battle with the humans and the Toji Tendo. But with the humans, they battled with them for a few seconds until Majin used her power and made the humans take a break while they battled with the Toji Tendo. So they're battling with the Toji Tendo. The fight scene, choreography, amazing. I like Vroom because when the boxing monster, when he, his whatever, he had his gloves, but he was able to shoot them out towards the Vroom. So when Vroom, were coming toward him, he was able to separate from his body. I was like, that's pretty cool. And then, he went up to him and his body, boom, knocked him out. So they eventually defeated the boxing monster. But then, we got the skyscraper sized robot that comes. It stepped on the gear and it absorbed the power per usual. Where am I at? So Jurin and Gowan, they combine to fight with the monster. And then Vroom, he flips his gear over and he transforms into his dump truck and he drives it right into the boxing ring. And the boxing monster calls for another robot to come help. And I'm like, oh, but you're a boxer. Like, that goes against your code, right? Basically, it does. So Majin, she transforms as well. I did like the fight scene with them because you got Majin and Vroom fighting, and then Jurin and Gowan fighting. And I did like at one point, Jurin and Gowan, they came apart, as well as Majin and Vroom. So Vroom and Gowan combined together, and Majin and Jurin combined together to fight. And eventually they switched back to their partners, and they defeated both the boxing robot and the other robot that was there. And then the boxing world, Boxotopia, was freed. All right. So then to wrap the episode up, very interesting. So like I said before about Vroom, he has a curiosity, so he wants to know a lot. So he's cleaning. So then he asked them about the gears. He asked them, and they told him about the gears. He asked them about the gears, again, were they trapping worlds in the gear? And Seichin tells him no, that they're not trapping the worlds in the gear. Since they're parallel worlds, Kaido's parents, who've been missing for 10 years, were able to harness the power of each Super Sentai team into the gears. And then Seichin tells what Kaido's parents' names are, and Vroom was like, those names sound familiar. Like I said, they've been missing for 10 years. So at some point, I'm assuming Kaido's parents must have came into contact with Ijiru on the ship. So that's really where the episode ended, you guys. Overall, it was a good episode. The team of 5 has now been assembled. All right, so is there a 6th member to the team? I don't know. But that's going to wrap it up for the review. You guys be sure to like this video. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell button. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. I don't know what the Power Rangers Dino Fury, but that'll be on my other channel. I might do like I did last week. Put it on my main channel for about an hour or two and then come over here. Don't know. But until the next one, you guys, take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Wear a mask and socially distance. And I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.